Hi Leo, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note about my readings. They are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're sun, moon or rising sign Leo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. With that, we are going to look at your key to the week card plus the different areas of life, and the key to the week card actually comes from your monthly reading. So if you haven't seen your March 2021 horoscope, please check it out to give you some wider context if you like. Before we start, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So if you haven't got your seat yet, the Intuition Activation Seminar webinar even is on the 20th of March. Check out the link in the description box below. So you've got the Death card as your key to the week. Something is coming to an end or a close this week. There is something that is coming to its final end. This is something that has basically just reached its sell by date, its expiration time. Now, in a lot of ways, the Death card shows up to remind you that sometimes you have to bring something to an end. Sometimes you've got to end something. And this tells me that in a lot of ways, this week you will be bringing something to its close or to its end. For your actions and options this week, you have the Star card, right? So, you know, in fact, actually, the phrase that came to mind as I looked at that Death card and the Star card is something, you know, it's like in life, everything is about cycles. Something has to die in order for something else to be born, right? And this is exactly how how things are shaping up in your life. The Star card, in a lot of ways, your actions and options, what you do. This is about you broadening your reach in some way, shape or form. This is about you figuring out what your message is and being comfortable with really bringing that to the world stage in some way, shape or form. Now, remember as well, the Leo card, the Star card very often gives you a glimpse into your future. So this week you could literally be having like maybe a vision or a glimpse into something where you say to yourself, wow, you know what, if I stop paying through the nose for this, that money could actually be put towards something else that is a much bigger or more important goal to me now. And that's what I kind of feel like is coming to an end. It's like something this week you're going to say to yourself, actually, you know what, that's not so important to me anymore. And suddenly the things that are important to you are really going to be highlighted in a lot of ways. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Five of Pentacles. I'm just going to say this as plainly as I possibly can. This is not a week for you to lend money to anyone. The reason I say this is because the Five of Pentacles can be, you know, hard financial times. And this comes up right underneath the Death card, which suggests to me that this week somebody is going to ask you for money. Somebody's going to ask you for a loan. The problem is it's not a loan. This isn't money that this person either has to give back or is going to give back for any number of reasons. Very likely to be a friend or a family member. Not that, you know, most people don't give money to strangers, apart from people like me. All jokes aside though, what I will say to you is this. This person may have all intentions of paying you back. It's just not going to be in any time frame that you might have agreed, which, you know, one, is going to cause a strain on the relationship, and two, it just, unless you have it to just give in order to say like, okay, I don't want it or need it back, I would be very cautious about putting your hand in your pocket this week. For those of you that work for someone else, I gotta say this, the job looks like it may be a bit of a challenge this week. Now, when it comes to the money, maybe money that you are entitled to or money that you are owed, it may be that you have a problem either getting that money, or you might have to ask more than once. And, you know, sometimes, all right, ask more than once, fair enough. You know, everybody gets absent-minded from time to time. But this week, I kind of feel like it's more along the lines of you saying to yourself, why do I have to keep asking here? Which means that something at a deeper level is likely to be revealed. Excuse me. For those of you that work for yourselves, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, business owners, again, a revenue stream that you have come to rely on is now coming to a close, or maybe you're going to look at that revenue stream and say to yourself, right, okay, think maybe I'm in a place to either release this or to replace it with something else. You're not quite 100% there, but you're getting there, all right, but not quite yet. It's just something I want you to be aware of. For those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, one of the things that you you probably want to be really aware of at the moment is again, this whole idea that somebody's going to call on you financially, and to be honest with you, it's like you just don't have it at the moment. Certainly not to just give and forget about, and especially not if it's a large sum, which I believe it may very well be. For your money and materials, you have the Six of Cups. Okay, so interesting. As one thing is coming to an end, something else is being born here. So as one revenue stream maybe comes to a close, it looks like you're coming into another, which is great. What this also suggests to me as well, because the Six of Cups is about memories or things from our past, which means some idea or old revenue stream, maybe an old client, maybe an old colleague, maybe even an old workplace, gets in touch this week, and you can, this could be quite lucrative for you. Like I said, something else is coming to an end, but something else is going to begin. So it's kind of like a bit of a revolving door week. One thing in, one thing out, one thing in, one thing out. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is, it's bladder, all of your reproductive system as well. Now, remember, when I talk about the health stuff, this isn't me saying that you're going to have this happen. It never, it doesn't always mean that. I'm just saying if something's highlighted for you, it's likely going to be in these arenas. Because you have the star card there in your actions and options, this is about you. This is going to be a week where you are expending a lot of energy. So you've got to find a way to look after your nervous system this week as well. Now, when it comes to your home and environment, Six of Cups is great. This could be a lot of laughter, a lot of enjoyment. If there are invites this week to go to somebody's house or to have somebody over, this would absolutely be a good time to do so. I mean, it's not so easy here in the UK, but it's still a good week for it, I would say. Now, for your love and relations, you have the Hermit card. So for those of you that are single, this is not a week for love, right? There's a lot going on here, and it looks like some of it is relatively fairly challenging. Remember, the fixed signs are going to be the ones that really struggle this year. The fixed signs are the ones that are really getting hammered, but this... It's not like hammered just for the sake of it. It's hammered, like you're being chiseled, right? So all the excess is being pulled away from you in order to reveal what is really you. I think it was, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Da Vinci when he was carving David. He said David was already there. I just needed to remove the excess around him, which I love that idea, right? And this is the whole idea of constantly refining ourselves as people. This week, I feel like you're doing a lot more of that than you are anything else. The Hermit card is very much about withdrawal, so this suggests that maybe not necessarily a lot going on in the love life for those of you that are single. For those of you that are in long-term relationships or already married, etc., some form of financial challenge this week looks like it is going to need to be observed or to be looked at. You are going to have to pay attention to this because it looks like it's something that's come up before that hasn't really been addressed properly. All right, so it looks like it's going to be like a recurring issue or challenge that comes up. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Not the easiest of weeks, but don't worry, it will definitely get better from here on in. And especially, I think for Leos, things will really improve when the sun comes into Aries around the sort of second, third week of the month. So with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll see you soon.